Shaw coming to you live from Studio 2 at the Brooklyn Music Factory. I'm here today to talk to you about games. Why we love games so much at BMF. Why every single week our 25 teachers are designing and testing new games, and why we've even built an app, Big Music Games, for families around the world to learn through music games. There are two basic reasons why we're so committed to games. Number one is a really well-designed game is an amazing teaching tool. There are actually 4 attributes to a really well-designed game. Every game's got to have these. Number one, a clear goal. And why is that so important? Because our musicians are desperate to learn something, and that clear goal gives them a sense of purpose. They understand why they're playing the game and taking that journey. Number two, every game's got to have clear rules, parameters within which that musician can achieve the goal. And why is that so important? Because it challenges them to use creative and strategic thinking. We want all of our musicians at BMF to become really strong critical thinkers. Number three, every great game has to have a lightning fast feedback system. Our musicians want to know if they're on the right path or if they're on the wrong path. If they're hearing that major triad, yes, nice work, or they're missing the major triad, try again. Keep listening. So it's got to have a fast feedback system. And number four, and this is fascinating to think about, that every great game actually has to inspire voluntary participation. And why is that so important? Well, because if you want a team of people to come together to try to learn something through a game, they actually have to all volunteer to do it. They have to agree to the goal, agree to the rules, agree to the feedback that they're getting, and then say, yes, I want to go down that path. So that voluntary participation is essential in all really well-designed music games because it gives that team common ground to play, and it promotes, most importantly for us, teamwork. And if you want to play in a band or make music with others, you got to get really good at teamwork. So the second reason we're super committed to games is because all strong musicians know how vital it is to learn off their instrument. You're not always going to be sitting at a piano, a guitar, or a drum set, right? You're not always going to be singing on a mic. So you need to find other ways to learn what you want to learn in music. We have developed Big Music Games because we specifically want our musicians to have the opportunity to continue learning even when they're not at their instrument. So we didn't make all this up. Obviously, there have been people creating games for years, and music curriculum has been developing for centuries. Now, this is kind of our take on Emile Dalcroze, who was a great Swiss composer who revolutionized music education. He believed that, yes, you need to develop an inner ear. Yes, you need to have a music mind. Yes, you need to move to learn. He called it Eurythmics. Remember that band? Well, that came from Emile. And so Big Music Games and all of our games, they kind of grow out of, they're a modern take on this sort of Dalcroze method of teaching. So that's why we love games at the Brooklyn Music Factory. Dig it.